Good morning, beautiful souls. I'm so excited. I finally released the book. It is available on Amazon. And I'm so excited for this project because I've been looking forward to putting out this project for a while, and it took me a lot of time to make sure that I did my best to release a self-published book that has valuable information for you, the reader that is thinking about starting a restaurant, a vegan restaurant, the lessons that I learned while going through a full rehab project with little money, the location advice, how to go to the city hall department in your city, town, and ask the right questions, how to work with your GC, and truly look at things that many people might not know about when you're considering opening a vegan restaurant. And I just want to say that this is for people that are truly interested in opening a location and are wondering how much money do they need. We also talk about how much money did we spend in this project. It's a really a good project in order for you to get and become financially independent. And we talk about all of that there. I also talk about my journey. So I have this audio done so that we can put it into this video so that you can see my journey. I want you to identify with me first before even buying the book, because I think that way you'll see my whole journey in a very quick, like 10 minutes time frame, so that you can see how I got started in the vegan industry, trying to open up a vegan restaurant, how it went, what happened really, how I was influenced by some of the business partners to make that decision, and how I took the challenge. And I also talk about marketing. How do we need to bring and think strategically to bring money to the table when there is not a lot of money, especially if you're very cash strapped and you really have to work creatively to tap into marketing ideas that a lot of people might not consider, right? And it's not like I spend 40 pages on marketing. I go straight to the point. So the book is only about 180 pages. But I promise you, it is worth the money, because I spend hundreds of thousands of dollars, and all of what I learned is in this book. So if you want to learn from my mistakes, if you want to see what worked for me, how I really made it possible to have no vegan restaurant experience, no restaurant experience really, to opening a restaurant that was 5 stars on Yelp, Grubhub, Google, and so many other places, Happy Cow. And I really think that not only the marketing is important, but discussing the menu, how to make sure that you work the menu properly, how to make sure that you train your employees properly to provide the best experience for the client is very important. It always goes back to the client. The client is the number one, is the priority, clients and employees. And I think I did a good job bringing all of that into this book, so that for those that are looking into purchasing this book, that you can see my journey, how I got here, and how I really take the customer experience as priority number one, because I do believe that obviously without the customers there is no money. So, but not only that, if we're doing this for the right reasons, the customers, and providing a really consistent quality experience to the customers become the number one rule. We cannot go around that. We have to make sure that we always do that, so that we don't compromise what we promise ourselves to do for our customers. So I just want to show you let you hear the introduction. If you connect with the introduction, you will connect with the rest of the book. This is just the introduction. In the rest of the book, you will see, if you go to Amazon, I'll leave the link here, you'll see that there is so much that we discuss. And I really hope you check it out. I really put my heart and energy into this project, and I hope people really find it valuable and that they can make the right decisions. I wish I had someone to talk about these things, and I didn't. So it's very important to be able to pick up valuable information and advice from people that have done what you're trying to do, and that's what I try to do with this book. So thank you so much, and I'll see you guys soon. Enjoy the rest of the audio. Thank you.
Key mistakes to avoid, start, and grow a 7-figure vegan restaurant. Learn what worked for me while going through the process of renovating, opening, and operating Juicy and Mama's Vegan Cocina by Victoria Amador. Narrated by Barbara Fernandez. My background story. I'm going to try to get to the point promptly and try not to repeat myself, but if I do, please know that it's because it's important. First, I want to share my quick background story before getting to the real reason why you're reading this book. In 2009, I was working as an assistant director of housekeeping operations for the world-renowned resort The Breakers in Palm Beach. I was overseeing more than 200 employees and about 20 managers. I was earning a good income and had my son, Tyler, who was 16 months old. My family was in Boston, Massachusetts, and I was going through a dark night of the soul, so I felt pretty lonely. I also felt slightly depressed, thinking there must be more to life than just working and sleeping. This was a feeling I carried all my life and just did not know why. I honestly had this shadow aspect with me, always reminding me that there was more to life than this 3D reality. Anyway, I was supposed to be happy since I had a great job, a lovely, healthy son, I was young and had my own place, etc., but I felt empty. So I thought it was time to go back home, create my own business, and do it while helping my mother realize her own dream of having a cleaning company. I had the skills, experience, and a degree to prove to myself that I had everything I needed to start any business and make it a success. After all, I graduated from Cornell University School of Hotel Management in 2004. With the help of my sister Nisauri and my mother Rosa, we created Tremendous Made, a residential and commercial cleaning company in 2010, which was extremely successful. We had tons of community awards recognizing us for the work done in the Boston metropolitan area. We built Tremendous Made from nothing to be a well over $1 million cleaning company in 3 to 4 years. $1 million is not much, but to me it was a dream come true. By 2013, we were already taking the cleaning commercial division to the next level and bidding on 500,000 accounts for several large apartment buildings in the Boston area and surrounding towns. Within 2 years, the commercial division took off, and the rest is history. Tremendous Made became a very successful residential and commercial cleaning company. My family and I had other businesses, but Tremendous Made was our main priority. In 2015 to 2016, I started having major challenges with arthritis, and I walked as if I was 90 years old. My joints were suffering, and it showed in how I was able to walk, move, etc. It was extremely painful, and I knew the solution was to go 100% plant-based to get rid of the pain in my joints, which I did. Even though I was walking better, lost weight, and felt physically better, I was also going through another awakening process but did not have anyone to share it with. When I was a child, I was able to see other dimensional beings, and it started creeping back up in my life very strongly. It never fully went away. It came back with full force in 2013. The things I was able to see and feel, the dreams and clairaudience experiences that made me doubt myself, took a huge turn. I never shared much about it because I was afraid to appear crazy. I honestly tried to suppress it so much so that I would not allow myself to share my experience with anyone unless it was something major. In 2017, when my spiritual awakening took me for another full ride, I knew my life was not making much sense anymore, and I wanted to make a drastic change. I felt responsible for taking my son across the country, away from his father who lived in Florida, so I knew that if I was going to move, it had to be back to Florida. Although Tyler's father always spent time with him during school vacations, I knew it was time to allow them to have a better father-son relationship by being near each other and spending weekends and sports time together. So we moved back to Florida in early 2017. My mom and sister kept operating the cleaning company while I helped manage it the best way I could from Florida. However, I just kept feeling like there was something else I wanted to do now that I was in Florida again. I also had an idea to build a juice bar, knowing how much healing I received from drinking green juices to help with my arthritis. In early 2017, I started feeling this drastic need I experience whenever I want to create something new, which honestly happens every couple of years. I figured, why not start a juice bar that will allow me to continue to create this healthy lifestyle, serve the community, and produce delicious, affordable juices, smoothies, and teas? I started looking around and fell in love with a building in Northwood Village, which was on the market for just over $585K. I convinced my sister and mom to join me in this new adventure as co-founders. All that I learned at Cornell went out of the window when I went to the building to check it out in person. There must have been something supernatural going on now that I think about it. I became infatuated with the idea of owning this antique, eclectic building. I did not know how I was going to do it, but I knew it was going to happen. I convinced my sister and mom that this was the right place for us to start our new business together. We bought the building in the summer of 2017 without going to the building department at City Hall first to find out what we would need to open a juice bar or vegan restaurant there. While we waited for the deal to close, I met with an architect. He did a lot of work in Palm Beach and was used to working on high-end projects. This architect was a friend of a friend, so I thought he was discouraging me from refurbishing the building for his own reasons. According to him, the building was in rough shape and would require a lot of money to refurbish and bring up to code. He did not think I had that kind of money. I immediately assumed that he thought I was too poor to have the funds. The typical victim mentality kicked in, and thoughts of him discriminating against me because I was Latina, or a woman, or a single woman, or something stupid were going through my mind. I knew rationally that this was not the case, and that he probably thought I simply did not have the money to do the project. I thought he was just being negative because he gave me no solutions, just simply said that this was going to be a painfully very long project. So I had to let him go because our energies were not at the same level. I did not want to have to explain myself to him or anyone else. To be 100% honest, he was right. I did not have all the required money, so I had to go into debt to finish the project as I ran out of money partway through. After the deal closed, I was able to secure another architect, but our meeting took place after our closing, so I no longer had a clause to allow me to withdraw after a long due diligence period. In the contract, I should have required a 30 to 60 days or longer due diligence period to ensure I had the time to receive information from architects, quotes from the general contractors and other subcontractors, and most importantly, to personally go to the building department to get the requirements. This would have enabled me to fully grasp how much money I was going to invest overall with all the new building code requirements. However, I was so blindly in love with the energy of the building that it truly would not have mattered. In the past, I'd had a good eye for such projects. This was not the first time I had worked on a refurbishment project, so I figured there was no reason why this project would be so costly and painful. After our closing, I finally met with an architect and various GCs, and that's when all hell broke loose. More about this later. Another key mistake was that because I did not have access to the building yet, it was hard to get quotes from GCs. So I waited to have my own key after the sale to start meeting with the different contractors. Obviously, you do not have to make the same mistake. In the midst of all my construction nightmares, I also met a person who became a good friend and whom I saw as a brother, who convinced me to partner up with him. I'm not going to go into detail about what happened because I have finally healed from this experience. It was a very challenging time with a lot of miscommunications. Our energies with the people he brought in to become partners did not match, so gossip and misunderstanding became an everyday situation. We had different ways of running our companies, different customer service styles, different ethics, and it just did not work out. I wish them the best and thank them on my own terms for the lessons and experiences learned. The one great thing that came out of this adventure, besides learning a lot about partnerships with non-family members, was that I allowed myself to take the juice bar concept and expand it into a full vegan restaurant. Since we already had the huge building and space, allowing my mind to accept changing the concept from just a juice bar to a full-blown vegan restaurant was key to the success of this business. One of my previous business consultants, Paul, tried to get me to do a full vegan restaurant, but I did not want to pursue the idea out of feeling it would be too much work. When my business partner came along, he convinced me because he was going to be side by side with me. Since that did not work out, my family and I decided to fully accept the challenge, and it became such a blessing in the long term. Anyway, the construction process, from applying for to receiving the occupancy permit, took from July 2017 to January 2019. In February 2019, we received our occupancy permit and opened immediately. Due to the partnership we had established with another company, our reputation at first was on the line. They made it seem like we pushed them out of our building, which was not true. I am so grateful now that things happened the way they did, because otherwise, I wouldn't have gone through my latest spiritual journey detour, which was a blessing in disguise. We opened our restaurant until June 2021, and as you can see from all the reviews, it was a huge success. We have 5 stars on Google, Happy Cow, Yelp, all the delivery platforms, Grubhub, Uber, DoorDash, and we built an amazing concept that truly was a magical experience. Early in 2019, I felt like I needed time to open up and allow people to really see me for who I was becoming. I was basically a healer in the closet, not letting anyone close enough to me to know much about my healing abilities. I had been helping others for years by now, but my family had no idea because I just felt that they would truly believe I was crazy. In 2019, something happened. I went into a trance in front of others, and someone took a video of it. After seeing that video, they realized that I was truly walking a spiritual path. My higher self kept pushing me to be completely open and share my journey, so I started a YouTube channel to do so called I Am Witch Angel. The more I shared, the more I also healed the healer in the closet that had been waiting to come out since I was a child. In June 2021, my family supported my decision to close the restaurant and take a break to allow me to go on my healing path. I honestly thought I only needed a month or so to breathe and then come back to the restaurant, but that was not the case. If you want to learn more about that, check out my YouTube channel, I Am Witch Angel. Anyway, as I write this now in January 2022, we are still trying to decide if we are going to reopen the restaurant or not, or if we simply get a food truck to do special events only in order to keep our food passion alive. One thing is for certain, we decided it was time to share our mistakes, lessons, experiences, and help others open up their vegan restaurants so we can help raise this planet's vibration by collectively living a conscious life. We have been doing consulting for other business owners, and we also decided to sell our top best-selling recipes to other vegan restaurant owners who want to include tasty vegan options in their menus. If you want to learn more about that, please email me at Victoria_Amador@hotmail.com or email Nisauri at nisauri@myofficeteam.us. My Office Team is one of our businesses where we help small business owners and nonprofits with bookkeeping services, payroll, and small business consultancy to help them run and grow their businesses. Whether you are opening a new restaurant or already have one, you can invest in some of these recipes, which are quite reasonably priced. These recipes generated top money for us, but I can guarantee you that you can create delicious vegan food by meditating and asking the universe to inspire you with meals that your customers will love. That's how we got our recipes. I am now walking my spiritual healing path, and since I loved each moment I spent in my restaurant, I know I will end up working with food again because I tapped into the energy of the foodie that loves creating delicious plant-based foods that people love. In the meantime, it's time to allow others to benefit from our experience. My sister and mom are my rocks. I honestly would not have been able to do anything without them. It's clear that together, we decided to come and support each other and push each other to grow as women, single mothers, strong business owners, and most importantly, as humans. I thank you for allowing me to share my journey and for supporting me with the purchase of this book. I hope you get the return on investment 1,000 times over. I recommend joining the YouTube channel, My Dominican Vegan Food Show, to stay updated with the new videos I will be posting, as well as any updates about the book, consultant options, and recipes. Let's get started.